Well, here we go. Another bit of excitement from the postman, all the way from China. Now, what are these, you're wondering? Motorcycle mirror mount risers. So, I've bought these for my little Supercub because when I'm on it, I usually just see my elbows. So let's have a look at what's inside this packaging. So this is what's inside. I actually thought these were aluminium, but it feels like they're some sort of hard, so almost like sort of Bakelite type plastic. So presumably that screws into the existing handlebar bracket for the mirror, and then you screw your mirror into this part. Now, I don't know if with them being plastic, are you maybe going to get a little bit more resonance? Because there's a lens applied, you're obviously going to get more vibration anyway, but the thing is, the mirrors are not the best. They're not nearly wide enough, so I'm hoping that this will actually be an improvement. I think these were about £3 delivered. I got it through the Aliexpress choice option, so I bought £8 worth of stuff. I'll do some reviews of the other items that I've ordered in a different video, but yeah, so for £3 I thought it's worth giving it a go. With them being plastic, they might not be quite as strong as an aluminium or as durable as an aluminium extender bracket. I'll need to use an Allen key to get that out. So that's where we are. So I shall pop out and I'll get the Supercub out and we'll have a look at what we need to do to install these and see if they fit properly. Well, it's actually quite a windy day here today, so hopefully there's not too much wind noise. I did actually go to get my external mic, but it's needing charged up, so it's on the charge. So on the Supercub, you have to undo these nuts, shall we say. One there and there's one here. So I think that's maybe a 12mm. So I'll get a 12mm spanner, undo that and see where we go next. Well, I was completely wrong. It is in fact a 14mm, and I'll do that with two hands. So anyway, I'm going to undo that with the 14mm spanner, not the 12. Well, I can immediately see that I don't think that's the right size. I might be wrong. Yeah, that's a different size thread. It must be an 8mm. So, that wasn't very good, was it? Let's see how far. So I'm obviously not going to be able to have it going in line with the handlebar. Going to have it at an angle. So I can definitely have this one with a different bolt. I can just get an 8mm bolt and put that in there, but then I'll have to think about how I would deal with this. But I guess it's really just as well getting another one, because these are the wrong size. I should have looked at that first before I even ordered these, but well, that's where I am, and well, that's the £3. bloody idiot. I would guess a potential workaround would be to put onto that thread an 8mm nut and then tighten it up, and that would work. And I just need to get an 8mm bolt to bolt it in there. So let's see if I can find something suitable. So I've got a box of nuts. This is my big box of nuts, and that fits. So let's see. So that does that. I just need to find an 8mm bolt. Redneck engineering at its finest here. So yeah, that's fine. Yep, that's worked. I've not tightened it down fully. I'll probably put a washer in there. So that's what the finished product will look like. I need to tighten that up fully there. But yeah, that'll do. Now whether or not I can find an 8mm bolt to go through there, I think I should probably use a washer in there to hold it down, but yeah, it's going to extend it somewhat. Well, that's not a bad solution there. 8mm Allen bolt. I'm assuming that will be deep enough to go through and hold it in. I think I would use some washers though, just to spread the load on the plastic though. The wind's getting up again here, so I've looked at my little work zone box of washers. I've put a lock washer at the bottom there. I'm going to tighten this up, and that should stop it spinning hopefully. And then I've got the 8mm Allen bolt to go in here, but I'll find a suitable washer to go in there for that. So anyway, first of all I'll fit this to the bike. So that is the mirror extender fitted. I put the spring or lock washer in the bottom just to spread the load. That's tightened up. That one's definitely higher up, as I say, compared to this one. I mean, the bike's never been crashed or anything, and that one's lower, so it must just be a manufacturing thing. So when you look at the mirrors have definitely come out, what's that, maybe a couple of inches, inch and a half. So that should have improved it. It's just when I'm sitting on the bike, you know, it's like I just see my shoulders or my arms, my elbows actually I should say, but that should give me a bit more. It's not as if this is a high speed machine. It's just a case of bimbling about the back roads on it, and it's nicer just to be able to see more clearly what's behind you. So that's that. So that's my cock up. If you're going to get these sort of mirror extenders, don't be like me, double check, don't assume it is a 10mm thread, which I thought it was. It was an 8mm on these, both clockwise, so you don't need to worry about anti-clockwise. But you know, it's only a practical thing that I've fitted here today. It's not for looks. It's definitely not going to add 5 miles an hour. But hopefully it's practical. There's me. Ho ho, you sexy mother. So there we go. So that's me sitting. So that's what I would normally see, my elbow, but normally it would be like here. So that's straight ahead. I will be able to see behind me. and I can also adjust the mirror still, and that's the view there. So I'll give an update if there's any kind of resonance or vibration introduced with this extension. But as I say, it's not as if I'm going overly fast on this bike. It's just so I can see at a glance more easily what's going on behind me. So anyway, if you've got any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section below, and if you feel so inclined, like and subscribe. Be a millionaire by this time next year. Oh, not. Well, it's now Saturday afternoon. The rain's gone off. I'm going to test out these mirror extenders and see if they make any difference at all. I'm sure they will, because that's quite a big difference. So anyway, I'm going to go for a scoot. I'll go up the back road there and turn around and see if I think they've been worthwhile. Well, as suspected, it may be because they're plastic, but this definitely does introduce more vibration. When these are plugged in directly or screwed directly into the bracket, there's very little vibration. There's some, you know, I'm not gonna say that there isn't any at all, but that you can see, oh, maybe you can see how much I can flex that, and that might just be simply because it's plastic as opposed to aluminium or alloy. So it's a kind of 50-50. You do definitely have improved beyond the elbow rearward vision, but you've got extended vibration or increased vibration on the mirrors. I wouldn't say these mirrors were fantastic to start with, but they are far worse now with this extender in place. It introduces far too much vibration. But all I'm interested in is seeing who or what's behind me, so I'm not really too worried about the visual quality, shall we say. So for £3, if you just want to have a little bit better field of view without having to turn around, I mean, obviously I'd recommend you turn around just to make sure everything's perfect behind you anyway, but if you just want to know if there's a vehicle following you, especially on a low capacity chicken chaser like this, this will help, but the additional introduced vibration on the mirror isn't desirable. I mean, it's perfectly solid here, but that does, you can see how it wobbles now far more than it did previously. I suppose in the interests of science I should show you this bolted directly and then twanging it, but you can see how that definitely introduces more vibration. So what's my summary then? If you just need to see behind you, yeah, it's not a bad solution. If you want to see behind you clearly, no, not great for that. But for £3, it was worth the shot. So anyway, back to the house now. I'll upload this video, and I think I'll put the kettle on for a wee cup of tea. So anyway, hope you're all having a good weekend. Any comments or questions or suggestions, feel free to let me know below. Cheers then. Bye.